Every year in Northeast Ohio, melting snow collides with heavy spring rain, creating a sudden surge of ground moisture. We call it the Stark County Spring Splash, and it ends up right here, rising against your basement walls. When homeowners walk downstairs and see a puddle on the concrete, the immediate reaction is panic. The assumption is usually the worst, a cracked foundation that will cost thousands to rebuild. While we often blame the concrete itself, finding water downstairs forces us to look higher up, at how the property is actually handling the weather outside. Hello, I'm Jason from Brand Property Inspections. Today, we're going to break down the big 3 exterior defenses that keep your home dry. To save the interior of your house, you have to seize control of the exterior perimeter. Let's look at the roof. This diagram shows an isometric view of a standard house roof during a typical 1-inch rainstorm. That roof acts like a massive funnel, collecting nearly 1,000 gallons of water in a single event. As we see here, a clear, functioning gutter system acts as the primary highway. It cleanly routes that massive weight of water off the shingles and safely toward the edges of the home. But look what happens when leaves and debris block the path. The gutters fill up, and all that water spills directly over the edges, completely bypassing the routing system. 1,000 gallons of water drops straight down off the roofline, slamming directly into the dirt at the vulnerable base of your foundation. This focused impact creates a constant saturation point, threatening the structural integrity of the foundation's base. Even with clean gutters, you can still experience a delivery failure. This happens when the downspout empties right at the corner of your foundation. By dropping all that collected rainwater in one concentrated spot, you are essentially creating a direct pipeline that pumps floodwater into the soil right next to your basement. This top-down diagram outlines the proper solution. You need to forcefully redirect that water into a safe zone extending exactly 4 to 6 feet outward from the exterior walls. Discharging the water past this boundary ensures it flows outward into your yard's natural drainage path, rather than sinking into the foundation trench. Effectively moving water off the roof is meaningless if you don't physically push it completely away from the structure. Once the water hits the ground, we run into a specific local problem. Northeast Ohio is built on dense clay soil, which acts like a giant, tight sponge that holds onto water rather than letting it drain. If your yard is flat or slopes toward the house, that saturated soil has nowhere to drain. It traps water directly against the house. This cross-section diagram illustrates the physical threat. The ground becomes so saturated that the water exerts a crushing lateral weight against the basement wall. In construction, this is known as hydrostatic pressure. Notice how the wall reacts. It bows inward, and jagged stress fractures appear on the interior concrete. This invisible, relentless weight is the actual cause of the structural damage that terrifies homeowners. The water visibly pooling under basement floor is the final symptom of this crushing pressure operating outside. A dry home relies on a 3-part defensive perimeter: clean gutters to catch the water, extended downspouts to move it away, and a positive yard slope to keep it slowing outward. Implementing these exterior water management fixes requires a bit of maintenance, but it is exponentially cheaper than excavating and rebuilding a collapsed foundation wall. The most effective proactive step you can take is a healthy home inspection from Brand Property Inspections, which will identify and eliminate these exterior threats. Book your inspection immediately before the spring storms escalate. Call 330-234-9538 or visit us online and take advantage of our 20% discount for veterans and first responders. A dry basement relies on systematically controlling the cascade of water before it ever touches the foundation walls.